Oh hell, man, we live like a mug, bro. We live at Wayne at Cavelli. We live, man. But anyway, oh shit, wait a minute. You know I got that over there so I can see the chat on the other screen, man. My bad, I forgot to turn the volume off on it, but that's why I can look at the left and see the chat on there on my other screen. Cause I got a 3-screen setup. I got a 55-inch up top and a 27 on each side over here. I don't know if I've ever seen you the picture or not, but yeah, I got it set up nicely like that. And
I believe you, stunner. I believe you, stunner.
see, there you go, man. But welcome to another edition of True Spill. This number 18, brought to you by CL Management, DV Tracksuits. Big shout out to the mighty LDBC. I got my brother Cavelli with me, man. You know what I'm saying, man? He that. Y'all already know what it is, man. You ain't got no grocery stories today, do you? You ain't got no 10 items of below stories this morning, do you?
Nah. No grocery stories. No grocery stories today, Condo. No grocery stories.
That's what's up, man. Did you watch any boxing yesterday, man, at Orlando? You didn't watch any of
No,
that?
that was that. Nah, I'm confusing the card. Nah, I didn't.
Oh, that's all right, man. I know Cedeno was fighting, man. He was fighting a Cuban named Umara, man, and um, you know, Umara was giving him that business, man. You know what I'm saying? He was giving him that business, man. But in the
Well, wait,
second,
Omara's fight at. He sound familiar.
yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I was just watching it because there was nothing else to watch.
Okay.
You know. But I was intrigued by the fight because Cedeno was like this undefeated fighter. I think like 13 or 14 and 0 with 11 knockouts, and Urmara was like a Cuban dude. He was like 13 and 3 or something like that. He had a lot of their KOs too, man. And but Umara failed to come out after the 7th round. And it
Wow.
was something wrong with him, man. It was something wrong with him, man. It wasn't that he was, like
So he lost.
he lost because he didn't come out, but I thought he was winning the fight, man, up to that point. It's like, whoa, why would he? Something has to be really wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? So I started making some calls. I don't know what medically happened to him, but he didn't even stay there to hear the announcement for the winner. You know, like they took him to the back. They sat him at a stool. He had his hands over his head like that. Next thing you know, man, they're putting all kind of tubes in him, man, and hauling him out.
Wow.
So
Dang.
hey, the reason I bring it up, man, is because we need to be careful when we call people quitters. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Stadionis, in the corner didn't let him out. We need to be careful when we do that because, like, this Umara dude was actually winning this fight. He was putting belt to ass on this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it would have went to the cards at that point, they would have raised his hand unanimously. But he took shots during that, during them first 7 rounds that I guess his body didn't like, bro. It just didn't receive it good. And he ended up getting, taken out of there on a Band-Aid wagon. You feel me? And I don't know the status of him right now, but I hope and I'm praying that everything is well with him, and I hope he's got a speedy recovery, and I hope it ain't nothing that was life-threatening, Act. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch that. I don't want to see one of my primos, you know what I mean, go out like that. That's
The
crazy.
only reason
That's crazy. That's why when you said that and you were saying that, I thought you was just, I just figured it was a regular day in the neighborhood, And then once you started saying
yeah,
that part,
yeah.
it kind of got a little crazy.
Frontline,
Uh 13 boxers on average die every
right.
year.
I see Frontline in the building. Carlos 721 is in the building. They watched the fight as well, man. And I believe they'll agree with me that Umara was actually winning that fight at the point that they had to stop it, man. He didn't, it wasn't that he just didn't come out for the 7th round. You know,
Yeah, that's crazy. You never want to see something
yeah,
like
and
that. You
Frontline
never
and
want to see
Carlos,
something.
man, I don't know if y'all knew or not, but they took him out on the ambulance after that, man. So, there was what we call, I hate to use the word like we're in court, but probable cause to understand that something was really wrong with him. It wasn't no quitting him or like, I just didn't want no more type of situation. You get what I'm saying? That
Mhm. No. I
like,
get what you're saying. And that's good that you did bring it
mhm.
up because the whole stay on this situation.
Hold on,
You
man.
know.
The ice cream man. Yeah, man. That was especially in the third round. He had Cedeno hurt bad. Yeah, bro. I thought he was gonna stop Cedeno at one point. Like he was putting belt to ass for real, bro. Like he hit him with a vicious uppercut, got his head all cracked back, and bro, I don't know how Cedeno stayed up because Umara is a knockout artist himself. But that lets me know that Cedeno has a chin too, though, because he got hit with the kitchen sink, bro. He got hit with the kitchen sink, man. But they're both heavy punchers. So I guess what I'm trying to say, even though we didn't see nothing according to us that looked like it was heavily landed on Umara. So,
You know that don't matter. You
yeah,
know that kind of. You get hit in that right
yeah.
spot.
There was
It's a
some heat
wrap.
coming from there, some
It's a
heat
wrap.
coming from there, man. I want to bring up Christopher Pitufo Diaz fought as well, right? He was on the YouTube side of it, right? He looked all right. He won and all that other stuff, but I'm gonna bring Pitufo Diaz up because I felt, that. And listen, man, I gave this dude a pass. I made amends with him and everything because there was a point in time, like 5 or 6 years ago, me and him was about to fight for real, And I was like, cooler heads prevailed, and we got together and we, kind of squashed everything, man, and let the water under the bridge run by and all that. And I'm, like, all right, let me, I'll kick it. I'll support him, as far as, during his career and stuff like that, man. He fought Henry Moncho Lebron, and obviously I was gonna pick Henry Lebron to win because I'm family with him. Not, that's over Pitufo Diaz. He just got to take that one. You know what I'm saying? So we see that Henry Lebron beat him, right? And Pitufo fought last night and won, right, against Mexican dude that I don't know much about, but that didn't bother me either, man. What bothered me was the chatter that he's getting into right now, man. He's getting into this cheap man, like I don't know, like too much gossipy and shit, man. No, but Frontline, check it out, man. I don't know if you seen it or not, man. I be paying attention to everything, man. He's going around here talking, oh yeah, man, if I had one more round, I would have knocked Moncho Lebron out. Come on, bro. You lost to Moncho Lebron, just let it go, right? So I was like, all right, whatever. That ain't no big deal. No biggie. And now he's talking shit. Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm gonna let you hear this shit. Hold on. Where's it at? Let me go grab it, man, because you see, y'all always be thinking I'm starting nothing. No, man, no.
Conmigo. Capu González sería una buena pelea.
¿Podría pelear con Capo?
Sí, yo lo noqueo.
¿Tú no quedas?
Claro.
Ahí estoy con Capo.
See, they're asking him. You can't hear it too good, man, okay? But he says, they're asking him what would be a good fight for him now, right? And he's mentioning Orlando Capo Gonzalez, who is the cousin of Henry Moncho Lebron. Now, for those of y'all that know, Orlando Capo Gonzalez, once he got beat by Raymond Ford, he called it a day, man. He's like, you know what? I don't need boxing no more. I gave it a good run. I did everything I could. I just couldn't get over the hump, and that's fine. Everybody's not meant to get over the hump, right? So, he's training fighters and, managing fighters and stuff. He's not thinking about boxing. So for Christopher Pitufo Diaz to bring him up and, start irritating like he's going to knock him out and all that, why are you calling somebody that's retired that has no interest in fighting no more, man? And it makes me think that he's in need of some money, man. It makes me think that he needs a money fight or something, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just look, I found it kind of tacky, man. And I guess it bothers me, man, because it's two Puerto Rican brothers, man. Why are we going after each other like that, man? That's the part that, you know, like people are not understanding where I'm coming from. Is like Christopher Pitufo Diaz, you fought last night, you fought a Mexican, and you know, you did your job, you did good. Why are you calling out one of our own? One of your own people? Why don't you look for a different type of fight? Why do you have to put down two of our brothers? You know, when I mean two of our brothers, I mean Moncho Lebron that beat you, but you're saying one more round you'd have knocked him out. And now you're saying you knock out Capu Gonzalez, and it sat bad in my spirit, because why do we always have to go after each other like that? I just don't like it, man. I don't like it, man. I like both, and no way he was going to KO Moncho if one more round. Shit, even if he had 4 more rounds, he wasn't knocking out Moncho. Yeah, man, and I don't know if you heard my whole spiel or not, but am I wrong for looking at Pitufo sideways like that?
Nah, not really. But I will say this, speaking from like a fighting and competitive aspect, you know, I agree with you 100% on the brother that you said that's retired and called to the career. The other dude, because he was referring to 2 guys.
Right.
The other dude, you know, it's a competitive nature. You know how the sport is. You know, you just got to be that top dog. I agree with you with saying, let's just stay on code. But at the same time, a lot of the time the best fighters is Spanish and black brothers. So we gonna always end up coming up and competing against each other. Puerto Ricans is probably gonna end up fighting Puerto Ricans, whether one is from the island and one is from uh uh one is from here. It happens like that. You know what I mean? And brothers is gonna fight brothers, whether they from Ghana or both of them is from America. It happens like that. It's just the sport is competitive, man. It's not one of those things where it's a team sport. But I agree with you if it was what he commented in a tacky fashion, to where he was slandering the men and getting at him or whatever. Uh, but I feel as though it's a competitive sport. Everybody's fighting to be that number one guy. It's like, it remind me of that match kind of when I was a little kid in wrestling, Money in the Bank, or the tables, ladders, and chair fight, where you got to be that one person getting up on the ladder and grabbing the belt or the money. Only could be one person grabbing the belt or the money.
Yeah, the thing though, man, that I don't understand the Moncho Lebron fight, because Moncho won a unanimous decision. Once somebody beats you unanimously, then you gotta let that go, bro. You gotta work your way back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you with that part. I agree with you with that.
You gotta work your way back to that, man. And Carlos says, I guess local fight events and the PR is the new wave. Well, this is in Orlando, man, which, by the way, Pitufo lives in Orlando. There's plenty of fighters at that weight class he could get some work with, man, and still make some kind of run again, if that's what he's trying to do, right? If that's what he's trying to do. Now, as far as the cards in Puerto Rico, I don't think they have a choice. Somebody's got to make it and somebody's got to get cut. You know what I'm saying? So when you're on the island of Puerto Rico and you're holding fight cards in Puerto Rico, most of the time you are going to have to fight somebody from the island yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not always going to be able to bring people from outside. But that's more understandable, that once you get to a certain level that you fight outside of that, that's when I look at it a little weird. In the beginning, that's fine, man. You're all prospects and stuff, and sometimes you just gonna have to mix it up, man. It is what it is, man. But once you start building that resume and you start becoming a name and start becoming popular and all that, where you got options, that's when I look at it a little different. I'd be like, all right, man, come on, man. We need to get some work somewhere else. And I don't know. Look, man, I don't really want to bash P2 That's the bad part. I don't even want to bash him after, I'm cool with the dude, man, but I just felt that this was tacky, man. Am I wrong for saying that that's tacky, man? Like, come on, bro.
Like I said, Kano's it's a competitive sport, bro. Highlander only could be one, man. Only could be one.
Mm, yeah.
Fighting for that position. You know, and
Well,
especially if somebody. I was always taught this: if somebody is near or around your weight class, they ain't your friend.
it's not about them being friends, though. It's not about them being friends. They fought and I didn't have no problem with it. Okay, they got to get it on. Somebody's got to move on and get closer to the title. That was fine.
Mm-hmm.
You got beat by a unanimous decision. Let it go. You got your ass beat. It's on film. Now, if you go out there and work your way back on, right? You work your way back up. Let's say Moncho wins the title. Let's just hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say Moncho goes on and wins the title. And Pitufo works his way back up there and becomes mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you can start talking again. Now you can start barking again. But you just lost to the dude, bro. Let that shit go.
And he just had lost to him, right?
Yeah, the fight previous to this one, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you with that aspect. He got to work his way back. You know what I mean? Give him something that'll bait him in. You know what I mean? And salute to all my people on my side of the channel. You know what I mean? Tapping in with me and Kano, me and my bro Kano.
It's just it's almost like a hateful type of energy. Like, bro, y'all went in there. We supported the fight when y'all both signed to fight each other. Everybody was on board with it. We all supported it. We all watched it. Somebody had to move on. Just be happy that everybody came out with their health and just wish the next person luck, man. Wish them the best and be able to grab that title. That's what I would have done. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, the best man won. Hey, go get that title. Go get that title. We'll revisit our fight. I'll work my way back up. We gonna see each other again, but go get that title. That's what we're here for. You took the right steps to do that. Go get that title.
But Kano,
Hey,
yeah. But everybody's different, man. Some people, to me, I like it when a fighter doesn't take a loss, like it's nothing, like it ain't nothing, because that shows me that you're gonna come back even better than and reinvigorated than you was before.
you ain't gotta hate on the man though.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if it was slander. That's what I said in the beginning of the cook. If there's slander and stuff involved, then nah, I'm not with that. But to be honest with you, like I said, everybody takes a loss differently. And I agree with you, move on. And then, I also agree with you with try to get something that could bait them in. Try to get something that could bait them in.
Look at this troll. Look at this
And
troll.
I ain't even worrying about that, man.
Hey, at least we had something. What you got? Anyway.
You know what I'm saying I ain't even sweating.
They act like that's the only thing we've done in our life, bro.
You
They
know
act
what I
like
mean?
that's the only, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, and it ain't over. You just don't know. So
You know what I'm saying?
it is what it is.
I've been involved with a lot of boxing events that you have no idea about, Extreme.
You know what I'm saying?
You've been out there, you will tell you. People that been at these events with me will tell you. They respect me. Everybody over there know me. I've done business with everybody. You're just sitting on the couch, man, not doing nothing. You're over here criticizing when you don't even have the balls to even go in there and attempt to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have the balls to even come down and have a sparring session with me, the old man. Forget about the man next to me. How about take on a 54-year-old and spar him? Old man, out of shape, overweight. You ain't even got the balls to do that. I wish y'all did, though, because every time there's a sparring session, I'll advertise it. Do I not, Anthony? Do I not? I advertise it. Hey, we have open sparring here at Nate Campbell's gym. Hey, we got open sparring over here, man, at the other gym that we got here, man, on Atlantic Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Alex Ajala's gym. Anybody that got any issues with me or wants to, run it with me, all you got to do is fill out the waiver. Fill out the waiver. Don't come in here typing, running on the keyboard on my damn live when there's always air and opportunity at these venues. There's always air and opportunities at these venues. You know what I'm saying? The last venue I went to, they tried to run up at my table. That didn't work out for them either. And it wouldn't work out for you either, player. Guarantee you it won't work out for you. But go ahead, keep talking. Next time Nate Campbell has the open sparring again, come on out. Sign the waiver. Get your ass whooped. And take your ass on wherever you're from. But anyway, man, I digress, man. What were we talking about? What we talking about?
I was saying we whatever you want to talk about, bro. Whatever you want to talk about. You talk about last week, this week, whatever.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. I see. Man, let me say something, man. Before I even talk about the topic of the fight itself, man, I like to say, man, that I don't have an issue with the Brian Norman seniors of the world or the Bill Haneys of the world going out here promoting their sons. I think it's an awesome thing. That's how you got to get your name out there and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how you help get your worth up. You know what I'm saying? So I got nothing but respect for those brothers, man. But at the same token, we need to get to this bottom of this shit, man, about this Boots Ennis and Brian Norman Jr. and get them to where they can finally face each other, man. We need to get to the point where both of these teams, right? Because I'm not even gonna say it's the fighters, because it ain't the fighters, man. That's not who usually negotiates these fights. It's usually the manager, the promoter, other people other than the fighters. Sometimes the fighters don't even know the shit is going on. But so I'm gonna say it this way. I think both of these teams need to sit at the table, man, and figure this out, man. And they need to do it in private, because otherwise we're gonna get a Spence Crawford part 2 on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And people are just gonna run with a billion different narratives, and you have people on this side, people on that side, and to be honest, none of the sides are gonna have the full facts. That's just the truth. And we're gonna be arguing amongst each other for what? For nothing, man. But what do you think of the situation, man, though? What do you think it take for that fight to happen?
I think I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon. I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime soon. Would I like it to happen? Yes, I think that's a great fight. I think that's gonna be the battle of the fathers as far as war of words. Because we know Boots and Brian Norman Jr., they not real big talkers and stuff like that. But I think as far as making it happen, I think Brian Norman Sr. says something interesting. I forgot. I think maybe it might have been on Shower's channel. Salute to Shower. He said that
was a great interview, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It really was. That now it's personal. He said, and he just called his son. His son was on like a vacation or something, and he said, basically, he don't care. He'll fight Boots. This is that and the third. So I think they're gonna give him a respectable offer. You know, both parties got to agree to talk and make a conversation, and I think it'll happen. I think it'll happen, but both parties got to be willing to talk. I don't know what Brian Norman Senior's and Junior's trying to do. I think they're gonna go take their fight, you know, make a little bit of bread, try to get more well rounded. And I think Boots has a mandatory with one of those belts. I think Boots has a mandatory. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Frontline's always getting ahead of the damn live, you know? He's always getting ahead of the live, bro. Finish your point, man. Frontline's
Nah, I was
always
just saying. I knew we was gonna talk. I knew we was gonna get on that, but we didn't get to talk about last week.
yeah, yeah.
I definitely seen a stoppage. Um, coming along with the stay on the situation, it was a good stoppage. I never seen nobody throw 4 uppercuts in a row, and yeah, man. It started from the body work though. Started from the body work. Everything came upon that situation when it came to the body work, and it led to stay on this not being able to come back out on the stool, you know. And as far as Brian Norman with Derek Cuevas, that was a great one punch knockout with a jab performance, you know. So one thing I can give Brian Norman Jr., he has power. If he don't got nothing else, he definitely got one punch knockout power. Uh, I think, like I said, both parties just got to talk to each other. It can't be one of those situations where both teams is smelling their ass or making one person waiting for one person to make a move.
Mm.
I think they
Man, let me
both
tell
got to
you.
be on the same page. But I think Boots got a mandatory, I believe, and then Brian Norman, I think he's gonna go over to Japan and fight Jin Sasaki. So we got to see.
Dude, what's good with you, man? And let me just say something, man, because the misrepresentation of my name is crazy, man. But look, I give Brian Norman full credit for that Cuevas fight simply because I know who Cuevas is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the history of Cuevas and shit. I know that dude ain't no punk. He ain't no bitch, bro. For him to make Cuevas say, fuck this, man. You know what I'm saying? Norman has to be hitting hard, bro, for that to happen, bro. Because Cuevas is not a quitter, bro. For that shit to happen, he was like, boom, nah, bro. Y'all can keep that, bro. I ain't fucking with this no more, bro. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? That spoke volumes to me, man. So I try to give everybody their fair credit, man. You know what I mean? And regardless of who you think is going to win between Boots Ennis and Norman Jr., we have to be reasonable about who's the A side and who's the B side. And I'm gonna leave it at that because y'all know who the A side is. It's not that crazy, bro. That's not that crazy, man. We know who the A side is, man. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say who the A side is. Who's the A side at? I'll just ask you.
I don't think. I mean, I know who. I mean, obviously Boots, because him doing what he did and him having more of the belts on his side. You know, him
That's all
having
I'm
more of the
saying, bro.
belts.
It's just,
You know what I mean? So he has more leverage right now.
and that's all I've been trying to tell people, man. This ain't nothing about meat riding or none of that shit, dog. You just got to realize what the situation is. We did it with Spence and Crawford. We said, hey, Spence has the more pay-per-views. Spence got this. Spence got that. You know, we got to keep that same consistency going into this. And it doesn't matter who wins the fight. It's just you got to know what it's going to take. You have to know who's got to bend a little bit to make the fight, is what I'm saying. You know, so the negotiations, once they get to that negotiating table, now they both got to be reasonable at, because I ain't gonna be no stupid. You know, I'm not gonna be like, if you're on the boot side, you can't be, lowballing them either. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the Normans can't be unreasonable on what they'd ask for as well. You see, there has to be a balance by both. Even though there's an A and a B side, there has to be some rational thoughts going on to that negotiating table. You can't just shit on each other like that. You know, and on top of that, why are we letting Barrios off the hook? Why can't we snatch his belt up? You know, why can't? You know, why does he get a pass from all this? Huh?
I don't know where Barrios is at. To be honest with
That's
you, one of them need to try to go get him out of hiding. You
yeah,
know,
because
one Brian Norman or Boots, they need to go try to go over there and grab him out of hiding. You know, I don't
yes.
know where Barrios been after the Abel Ramos fight, which was, you know, not his best performance.
Will it be easier now to go after Barrios now that Norman fighting Jin Saki? Is that I don't know if that's official yet, but
I don't know if it's official, but that's what I heard, you know, one of the do things that they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Get $1 million payday with Jin Sasaki. He's ranked in the WBO. So, you know, I
they
don't
need it.
know.
They need it. Just like Schofield asking crazy money for a contender prospect. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, he went way overboard of that, man. It is sports talk. I see you in the building, man. Somebody has to pull Barrios out of there, man. Like, hey, look, man, I can almost see Pacquiao actually taking that fight with Barrios, man, just because. And that's really gonna piss me off. I'm be like, bro, man, go on somewhere, man. Let these young bloods, man, you know, mix it up, man. Get out the way, man. You know? Uh, And Schofield asking for that kind of much money, man. Look, I said this before. It's okay to shoot for the stars, but you went beyond the stars. You went to the galaxy with that one, you know? Yeah, you went way. You got to shoot for the stars to land on Earth. So I'm not mad that they, you know, you're supposed to overprice yourself to an extent. I just think they exaggerated it. You know what I'm saying? Like if
You talking about Floyd Schofield with Abdullah Mason?
yeah,
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 that was ridiculous. And then y'all haven't even done anything.
yeah. Like if he wanted to land, that's just for an example. I'm not saying this is what he's worth or anything like that before people get crazy. But if you wanted to land, let's say it's 750K, ask for 1.5 million. You could negotiate, and somewhere in between there, boom, you'll land there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how you. Yeah, that's a real business right there. That's how you conduct real business. Don't just, you know what I mean? You ask for the flat out number. They come back. They talk to you, and then, like you said, you find the range where it's at, and then, you know, hopefully y'all could get there. Them asking for that to me was
Yeah,
just
that's the way.
basically saying, translation, I don't want to fight.
Yeah, that's what I translated. Chocolate Thunder, Tay Brown in the building. That chocolate. Yeah. I said it. Problem is, Haney #1 ranked at the WBC. I don't think that's a problem. I mean, Haney's at 147 now, right?
I guess anything past 140, I guess we gonna say is
And
147. They fighting at 144, but yeah.
Okay. Hey, man, I wanted to touch on something, man. I know Frontline been trying to take me off topic since he got in here, man. You know he's good at that shit, dog, man. Man, but I gotta bring up this Clarissa Shields situation with Baumgartner and Serrano and all that, man. Did you see that whole debacle? And man, what are your thoughts on it, man?
I don't know if because I've been watching this stuff go on throughout the week with the picture, and Caroline Dubois been getting in on it and been defending Clarissa. So, you know, and then uh you know, I don't know if there's something recent because I just seen something recently posted. So I don't know if there was something recently posted like today or yesterday, but I know about the stuff earlier in the week where they had a face and they kind of made Clarissa Shields' mouth look, you know, real big and stuff like that. And
Yeah, man. I
you
thought it
know,
was disrespectful, very disrespectful and racist.
that's what Caroline Dubois was alluding to. And Alicia Baumgartner was saying, you know, she was saying her picture was cute because they added her picture in on it. Look. I'm not defending. Look, I'm just saying that's what she said. That's what she
Bro,
said.
bro, I'm not even going to defend Amanda Serrano because why the hell did she even entertain that shit, bro? Like, no, bro, that's not a good look. Not a good look, man. And then that Punch Drunk Boxing man made a very racial video towards Clarissa, man, and Amanda Serrano just co-signed that. I'm like, why would you stoop to those levels, bro? Like, why would you do that? I can't protect somebody like that, bro. I can't, man. And I'm Puerto Rican, but man, right is right and wrong is wrong, man. You know, it's almost like, and it's not. I know it's not her. I know it's Jordan Maldonado that's running her account. She needs to do something about that, bro. She needs to do something about that ASAP, bro. Like, you cannot let this man run your accounts like that. You cannot let this man run your life the way he's been running it, bro. This is bullshit, bro. Like, you're a grown woman already, man. Take control of your social media, because he's really hurting you in the eyes of everybody with the shit he's putting out there, with the shit he's co-signing. And you know, him co-signing that shit Punch Drunk put up, that's putting you in that same category of a racist yourself. You're co-signing that bullshit. You're co-signing demeaning a beautiful young woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. That just doesn't sit right with me, bro. That doesn't sit right with me, man. And the Baumgartner situation, if that's what she really meant, she should have made that clear from the beginning instead of letting it be up to you know. Okay. Amanda's defending her team MVP. Clarissa don't fuck with Jake. I think her team was disrespectful to Clarissa personally, but there's a line. I'm gonna say this, right? Because I've always been saying this, right? There's a line I don't cross, man, when I'm going back and forth with somebody, and that's when it starts to become racist. That's where I draw the line. That's where I just draw the line. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go back and forth and all that, and go at each other, and maybe even think about fighting each other at some point or another, that's one thing. But when you start co-signing the racist shit that's being put out there, that's the point right there where I cannot defend Amanda Serrano. I'm sorry, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Yeah, man, he's ruining her, bro. Kondo, he's ruining her, man. And I'm like, I can't even get through to her, man, because he's been. Never mind, man. Anyway, man. Clarissa is beautiful to me. She is. Nah, man. She beautiful to me, man. But then again, I got a soft spot for the chocolate women, so that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. That's me. I've always thought she was beautiful, man. She, and so she's a little bit outspoken, but she ain't never been racist towards nobody, you know? Anyway, man, what you got on that, act?
Yeah, I honestly I didn't like the picture. I wasn't a big fan of the picture. Uh, I liked it that Caroline Dubois, came in defense of Clarissa, and I'm glad that Alicia Baumgartner explained herself.
Now, just to be clear, she don't look better than Sweet Tea, though. Just make that clear. She don't look better than Sweet Tea. If her and Sweet Tea was in the same room, I'm kicking Clarissa out. I'm just letting you know, bro. Just letting you know. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah, she got to go then, bro. Sweet Tea the winner, bro. She up here. Yeah, no, she hell, she crazy, but for real. Crazy, but for real. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. So I just feel as though, that fight needs to happen. I'm sorry. I know Clarissa feels a way about Jake Paul and the whole MVP team and stuff like that. And at the same time, Alicia Baumgartner they need to do a catch weight or something. Baumgartner needs to forget the whole 147. Nah, make it like 150 and you come in at 149 or something like that, 152 or something like that. Meet somewhere in the middle. Meet somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Because the fans really want to see this fight. We tired of seeing y'all go back and forth. Both of them need to concede to each other's wishes somehow, some way, so that the fans could get what they want. Clarissa Shields says she could come to 54. That's the lowest she'll go. So Bumgarner got to be like, all right, cool. 152, something like that. I'm just saying, like, because this thing is going to keep going on and on and on.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations, kind of where like you playing the golfing game. You know what I'm saying? And what's the homie's name? Dub Right Side. You wanted to come over there and see what you was about. You could have easily been like, nah, I'm used to playing with my people and stuff like that. I'm comfortable over here with the people that I play with because I remember you every Monday playing with the people that you used to playing with. You know what I mean? Clarissa and Bumgarner got to figure out a way to come and play with each other because
And
we
what happened
tired.
with Dub Right Side? What happened with Dub Right Side when he stepped into my
I,
arena?
I, I wasn't, I wasn't there, but
You know what
salute
I'm
to the
saying? You know
brother.
what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
haven't seen him in the chat since. Maybe you did do him.
bro. I had to put him in his place, boy. I had to put him in his place. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, nah, that's all I really got. I'm just tired of the back and forth. I just feel like, I want to see that fight, and the buildup is going to be crazy. The whole backstory is crazy within itself. Like that's one of the fights I want to see. That's one of the fights I want to see, uh, very badly.
So, man, just to kind of get off of that, because people are, I'm sorry, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I defend Clarissa because I understand why she fights back. I understand it. I understand it, man. And like I said, I was normally staying out of it. Y'all know I've always stayed out of it. But when the racial stuff started coming out, I'm like, nah. That's a bit too far for me, man. I can't, you know. And I told you, I don't condone that with anybody, man. Like I just really don't. I'm real consistent with that shit, man. Because that's what's wrong with the world right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And Vegas is too hot for me. I'll pass out. Oh, y'all out there? Nah. Yeah. Don't go to Vegas, sweet tea. Don't go. Come to Florida. Shit. You know what I'm saying, come to Florida, man. Come to Florida. You ain't gotta worry about Vegas. I got everything you need right here in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I mean, you ain't got to go over that. You ain't even got to go that far. Shit. Huh? Anyway, man, let me stop, man.
Tay brought up a good point. She said, remember her fight in MMA, the last one, she came in too big. She couldn't make 155.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, okay, but that's cool. But like I said, the racist stuff could have been left out. That's all. I'm not gonna co-sign that for nobody, bro. Nobody. I don't care. I just do not care, man. Well, listen, man. Let's get to the last thing that I wanted to discuss. Well, I wanted to discuss. I don't know if you got anything else or not, but you know what I'm saying. Charles Conwell is fighting Jorge Perez tonight on DAZN, 12-rounder. This is the fight that's gonna catapult him into what we've been wanting from him. I'm excited for Charles Conwell, man. I really believe he could do it. I think he's gonna make a statement tonight, man. They can't duck the dude for too much longer, man. What do you think of this fight tonight with Charles Conwell and Jorge Perez, bro?
I think Charles Conwell's going to do what he always do. My only thing with Charles Conwell is I want him. I don't want this just to be another win for him, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to just be another win, and then all of a sudden we on another undercard, and we not fighting for a title, or we not becoming a mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
How they treat Charles Conwell to me is Charles Conwell get treated like that kid that went to Toys R Us and he really had his heart set on the PlayStation 5. And his parents got him an Xbox instead. that's how they treat Charles Conwell to me. And I'm kind of sick of that, man. I want to see Charles Conwell get what he wants and what he deserves. And I want the bro too to be more vocal about it too. Cause I'm out here, I've been defending him, bro. I've been defending him. I forgot it was something that was brought up. They said, who at 154 do you see giving this person problem? I said Charles Conwell, and I brought up Charles Conwell. And somebody kind of looked at me, side-eyed me kind of crazy because they haven't really got to see the community service that he been putting in. But
Lies. Those are lies. I'm gonna tell you why those are lies. Every fucking post I've been peeping game. They're just avoiding him, act. Every damn post I see, posted on Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, and they talk about 154, and I don't care who the man is at 154. Anytime they say, well, who do you think will give him trouble? I always see Charles Conwell name pop up in those comments. They know who the fuck he is. They scared? If you're scared, say so.
and to me, look, to me, I'm not saying, I know Charles Conwell could do what he need to do. Like I said, I just feel like he's one of those dudes that gets rejected. That's why I made that comparison with being in Toys R Us and you wanting something that you really want, but you getting something else. He's asking to get a title shot. He wants the PlayStation 5, but they giving him an Xbox One. He didn't say he wanted the Xbox One. He wanted the title shot. So that's basically what I feel like. I feel like Charles Conwell, I want him to be a little bit more vocal. Not only that, I want him and I want Oscar De La Hoya to put him in position to become a mandatory. Because I ain't never seen nobody number one in every sanctioning body but William Zepeda. I ain't never seen that before in my life where they was an undisputed mandatory. So could that happen for Charles Conwell? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You know what I hear a lot? I hear this a lot too. And I don't know how I don't even, well, I guess everybody has their own opinion, but I don't understand. I really don't see the angle on that, man. I see a lot of people say, ain't Lubin fighting today? I think it's Lubin. No, Lubin's fighting May 10th. May 10th in Orlando. On the Pro Box card, I think with Najee Lopez, Daryl Valsaint, there's a couple other fighters that I know on there, man. I hear
What,
people
that Lubin card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I can't
Dominic
wait to see
Baez
that.
on that card. The one thing that I hear a lot out there, and I don't understand how they come up with this conclusion, is that Conwell can't fuck with Virgil Ortiz, man. That he ain't on Virgil's level. That Virgil's a monster. That Virgil's the man at 154. I hear that a lot. And now, although I respect other people's opinion, I don't agree with it, bro. I don't agree that Virgil is the monster at 154 at all. What about you?
Who think Virgil is a monster at 154? Who's selling you that?
Oh, no. I'm not going to put nobody out there like that, man. I got too much respect for the folks that talk about that like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't agree with them. That's all. You know, I don't agree with him, man. I'm like, I don't think he's that monster, though. I really don't. I mean, have they really watched film on Conwell? Carlos says Conwell to me is the best Cleveland fighter. I don't know, man. Him and Abdullah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't. If Conwell was to fight Virgil tomorrow, I'm betting the house on Conwell.
Stylistically,
I'm betting the house on Conwell, bro. I'm betting the house on Conwell with confidence.
Ask D-Man who he betting on. Ask D-Man who he betting on, Virgil or Conwell.
Well, I don't know. ¿Qué hizo? Oh. ¿Todavía quedan de lo que hiciste ayer? Cuando yo acabe esto, yo quiero de eso. All right, but yeah, D-Man, who you betting on, man? Who you betting on, man?
Let me see who D-Man got. Let me see if he rolling with Dallas. Let me see if
I don't
D-Man
know.
rolling with Dallas.
I don't see Virgil beating Conwell at all, bro. At all. But bro, I might, I don't even, bro. I don't even see him go. I'll go as far as saying that Xander beats him.
Oh, Xander beats Virgil? I said
Yeah.
that before, but
I
everybody
go as
looked at
far as
me
saying-
crazy. My bro five, he looked at me crazy. He said, "Don't you damn ask me that." Oh, so I guess
Abdullah or Conwell.
that means he think Conwell win.
Abdullah or Conwell. Well, I mean, I love them both. I mean, I'm gonna rock with Conwell all day, but just because that's the homie, I'm always gonna side with Conwell. You know what I mean? But they're both monsters, man. They're both assassins in that ring, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're both. Now Conwell's not one of those talkative people. That's the thing, and I understand he's not talkative. He's not one of those that's gonna be like doing a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying? Act now, maybe that's to his detriment, but that's who he is. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't mean and look, when I say being vocal, I mean get at like Oscar and them, in the sanctioning body, because he's ranked highly in two sanctioning bodies, and it's crazy. I know in WBO, and there's another sanctioning body he's right behind Xander in too. It's like each sanctioning body that he's ranked in, he's like right after Xander. It's crazy. That's just ironic.
Oh, who will win the belt first? Man, the way they're doing Conwell, Abdullah might win the belt first. The way they doing him, man. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that, though. I'm hoping Conwell was the belt first, but I don't know. They both look like they're gonna be avoided. I don't know. That might be you know what? That might be a tough question. I don't think they're gonna be too in a rush to get in the ring with them. Either one of those two young
I think
gunners. You know what
Abdullah
I'm
get yeah. I think Abdullah get more. Abdullah, it don't look like he gonna stay at 35 for too much longer.
saying?
I think he's gonna be at 140 in the next year and a half.
So do you think Conwell gets a stoppage tonight? I say yes.
Yeah. I think he gets a stoppage. What rounds? Maybe eight, maybe later. I mean, I don't really got to make a official pick 'em for that fight, because our fella didn't count that one. Matter of fact, speaking of pick'ems, um, yeah, enlighten me with Gabrielle Fundora and
I got I got Gabriella winning with a 7th round stoppage.
wow, you went around after me, yo. You got to stop doing this, bro.
I didn't see your pick at all.
I know you did. I know. I'm messing with you, Connor. Great minds think
And
alike. Great minds think
and
alike.
and I got Whitaker on UD. I picked Whitaker for a unanimous
Oh,
decision,
you
man.
picked him unanimous decision. Okay.
I think he learned from that first fight, man. I think he's going to be a different fighter that fight, man. And I know a lot of people are writing him off, and they think that old boy gonna do him in, and I think Whitaker gonna win this easily. UD. And Carlos said, "All I know, they're going to be better than Sean Porter, in my opinion." Cleveland stand up, yeah, I think so too, man. Both of
You
them are
see
better.
what K
Yeah.
Rock said? He said, "How do
Nah,
you about Virgil versus
ah,
Bakram Mataliev? Bakram Mataliev will hurt that dude, bro.
see,
Just because he got through Madrimov, Bakram Mataliev is different, bro. He's
mm,
different. He's different. He's a way different type of fighter. It's not a lot of boxing. He's not on the toes. He gonna sit there. He gonna bang with you, and if you could take it, you could take it.
Ricardo says, yeah, they got Abdullah in a better position, but I think both going to continue to get ducked. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too, man. And they can't duck them forever, though. They eventually going to crack that door, man. And then it's when we going to see where the rubber meets. You know what I'm saying? We going to see. We going to see. Now, I'm not trying to knock Virgil, man, and say he's trash. He's not. I just don't think he's the monster, people are building him to be. I don't. I think he's very vulnerable. You know, you hear that narrative that they say, oh, Boots gets hit a lot, Boots gets hit a lot. Don't Virgil get hit a lot? I think Virgil gets hit more than damn Boots. You don't hear that narrative being thrown over there, do you?
But
I
that's
think
Virgil's style. Yeah, that's Virgil's style. He a pressure fighter.
But the difference is, though, is that Boots, when he wants to go to war, that's when you'll see him get hit some. But that's because he's stepping on the gas. That man, when he wants to box, you ain't touching him. You know what I'm saying? He's got multiple facets to his game. Virgil doesn't have that. Virgil has one gear. He's gonna be right there in your face. It's just different styles, man. So when people say that Boots gets hit a lot, I'm like, no, not really. Not really. He gets hit when he wants to, engage and give y'all some entertainment. But if he wants to, step and box, and people are not gonna be happy one way or the other anyway, If he boxes, they're gonna be like, oh man, come on.
You know what, Kano? I did see him get hit clean one time. He got caught at the punch when he fought Stay Owners. He do drop his hands sometime, but it's not, to me, he got a good chin. That's showing me he got a good chin. Because being a good elite fighter is just not about, always being defensive and stuff. We got to see you take a punch. We got to see, that's why I thought it was so good for Abdullah Mason, that happened to him, because he got up and showcased the championship grit, even though he's not a champion yet. So, there's no perfect fighter, Kano. So you never gonna be able to. It's just they're gonna point it out for another fighter more than another fighter because of where Boots is at.
They all get hit. They all get hit. Every last one of them get hit. It just is what it is, man. And I don't know what Boots is gonna do, if he's gonna stay at 147 or not. He can choose to move to 154. That's his choice. I don't know. I'm not in that man's body or that man's camp to know what's better benefits them. I would like to see that Brian Norman Jr. fight, just because I truly believe it is a 50-50 fight. I don't know why people are so fanatical to the point where they can't see that as a 50-50 fight. That's why people are talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe that that's going to be an explosive 50-50 fight. I do believe that.
I think so too. I definitely believe that too. I think Brian Norman Jr., he definitely has the edge in one punch knockout power. If I can't give Brian Norman Jr. nothing else, he got the edge in the one punch knockout power over Boots. Boots is just more overall. Not saying that that's going to affect and have something on the outcome of the fight. But one thing I can say is Brian Norman showed me that he got one punch knockout power.
He definitely does. He definitely does, man. He definitely does, man. I mean, like I said, man, us boxing fans would love to see some shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, boxing sparring? I see you in the building, man. Yeah, I don't know if I missed anybody or not. I don't see too many people over there, but that man, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just one of those dudes that I stay even keeled with shit like that, I stay pretty even keeled, man. Funny how they say Boots gets hit too much, but not Usyk. I say that's what I'm saying, man. All these fighters are gonna. You're in the sport of boxing. You're gonna get hit. Does Bud still holding on to the 147 strap? That would be the only reason for Boots to stay at 147. I don't think Bud is. I don't think that's. Even though we would love to see that fight, that's never going to happen. I think Bud is going to go ahead and retire after the Canelo fight. I think he just wants that last big hoorah, which, honestly, man, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he earned that shit. Like, fuck it, man. He done worked his way to that position. Let him do what he wants to do. He wants that Canelo fight and then right off in the sunset. Hey, so be it. So be it. So be it. I mean, shit, I don't know.
Oh, what? She said you miss me, but you and act shaking my head. Shower must have said, yeah, go. Do you miss the comment? Well, I don't, which
Salute to you, Shawa, and great interview you did over there with Brian Norman, which I did mention earlier in the stream. I gave you all your flowers for that beautiful, beautiful interview you did. Shout out to you. But yeah, man. Hey, you got anything else, man? Because I'm about a hungry motherfucker right now, bro.
I just want to see what Shaw was saying. He said what
Oh God.
oh no, maybe she means just shouting out. All right, yeah, my bad. Sometimes, me and Kano be cooking. Do I got anything else? Nah, I mean, I think you really covered. I think you covered all bases. I think you covered all bases.
Mm.
I think you covered all bases. There was nothing else that popped up.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah, we gonna keep it basic today, man. On to the next, man. For next week, man. Next week will be number 19 for us and shit, man. I can't even believe we did this many, man. I can't believe I've stayed around to do this many, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm used to being by myself so much that I don't know how I'm able to do a co-host thing. I don't know how I do it, man. I really don't, man. But I've made it all the way through 18. We about to go to 19 next Saturday. Shit, bro. That's a world record for me. World record. But hey, we make it work. We make it work, man. I think the chemistry's good. I think we got I don't know. I just see it working. It works. It works, man. Acavelli, OG Stunner. You know what I'm saying? That shit just
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Man, but I appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. Hopefully y'all smash the like button, man. This always brought to you by CL Management, DV Tracksuits. Big shout out to the Mighty LDBC. True Spill number 18. Man, we out of here, man. On to the next.